How you doing? So yeah, it's been a while. Basically what happened was after I made a bunch of those videos, I tried to make one more, which was advice for what I would advise people to do if they want to compete, kind of some tips and tricks that I picked up along the way, at least through my process. And then it just didn't go well. I didn't like it. I scrapped it, and then I never did anything else. And I fell out of the routine of making these, and I didn't pick it up. So here we are now. It is March. I believe last time I tried that was like November, around there. Pretty sure it was before Thanksgiving. So yeah, it's been a minute. I'm back. Probably not going to do weekly uploads. Going to be really more relaxed. I just don't think that's a time frame that's realistic at the time. Obviously, because it has been several months, so clearly it's not a realistic timeline. Won't be as big a gaps, hopefully. Some other like points. I'm trying to keep it more casual. I was trying to do a little bit more a little too formal before. I think looking back, I was kind of cringing because I was like, this isn't me. It was really overly formal. I was trying to be way too factual, stuff like that. So I'm just gonna try and sit back, relax. I'm spinning in my chair, leaning back right now because I want to relax and make it a little bit more laid back here. Literally, laid back. There's gonna be a lot of those. You might have noticed towards the end there, the videos were getting a lot shorter. That was intentional. I realized that most people aren't watching the full 10 minutes, which I don't blame you. It's kind of open space. So I was just doing that because that's like the standard format that everybody does. You gotta hit 10 minutes. I was like, this is stupid. It's like in my time and yours, I'm gonna try and keep them shorter, really cut them down to as minimal as they can be, because why not? I'm not gonna drag. I'm trying not to drag it out. There's some other things. I got a tripod over winter break with Amazon gift cards. So yeah, got a nice tripod. So now you're not always gonna be looking up at me. I can kind of level it out a little bit better. Going back to that part about the video I tried to make about tips for going into a bodybuilding show and just kind of things that I picked up that I think are good to know if you are interested. So I'm gonna throw it onto the end here. Just kind of give you my real quick, just rapid fire points in case you are considering possibly doing one. I know summer's coming up, and that's, I would say, probably the best time to do one so you're in shape for the beach, the nice abs and stuff, so you're ready to go out there in your swim trunks and impress the ladies, or fellas, whatever you're into. Quick tip one, at your first show, definitely get a coach. If you feel like you're good training wise with like lifting weights and all that stuff, that's fine. But as far as dieting goes, especially leading up to the show, like the week out, during that hell week, the day of, the day before, you really want somebody that knows what they're doing to help you out with making sure your food is correct so that you're not going to look bloated up on stage. And on top of that, I mean, you really don't know how to pose, I would say. I know me personally, I thought I did. And then you start working with somebody, a coach that actually knows how to do it, and it's critiquing everything you do, and you're going, oh, nothing I ever thought I was doing right in my home gym mirror or at the mirror at the gym is correct at all or proper form. So tip number one, get a coach if it's your first show. Tip number two, it's okay to not eat the specific meals that they highlight. Let me explain this a little bit. If your family wants to go out to eat, you don't have to not go out and eat with your family because I'm prepping, I have to eat my chicken and rice and broccoli. You don't have to do that. They usually in a meal plan, they'll give you a little bit of leeway of like, okay, if you don't want to eat chicken, you can eat some fish and kind of that kind of thing. There's some alternatives you can have. So again, if you're going out with your family, just be smart about what you order. You don't want to make every time you go out with your family your cheat meal, because I know, at least for me, I only had one a week. That's probably going to be pretty standard if you're prepping for a show. But again, you can go out to eat and you can get, rice and vegetables and fish or chicken. Every restaurant's got some kind of meal like that. Just keep it as clean as you can. Don't kick yourself for having a little bit of fun with your friends and family. I would say if you're not 2-3 weeks out if you're not like 2 weeks out from the show, it's really not gonna hurt you very much. Obviously those couple of weeks leading up to the show is when you really want to tighten up and make sure everything's locked in and you're ready to go, because that's when I feel it matters most. But leading up to then, if you're doing a 12-week prep, let's say, you're on week 8, you don't have to be stressing out about the fact that, my family wants to go out and get food, but, I'm supposed to be eating chicken, rice, and broccoli. You can go and out with your family and eat food. So that's tip number 2, is enjoy yourself. Tip number 3, it's not going to be a ton of fun a lot of the time. You're going to be hungry. It's going to suck. You're going to go to bed hungry. You're going to wake up starving. And breakfast is becoming your favorite meal of the day as just what you have to do. Again, it's not fun. It definitely sucks a lot. It makes you appreciate a lot of food a lot more during the process and especially afterwards. It also makes you appreciate that cheat meal just tremendously more. A burger and fries and a milkshake has never tasted as good as it does during a prep, especially when you're a couple weeks in. Tip number 3, don't ego lift. The last thing you want to do is hurt yourself. I mean, ever. But especially before a show, really you're just focusing on hitting like 10 to 12 to even 15 reps on exercises. It's all about hypertrophy. You're just making yourself look good. You know, don't worry about trying to PR and hit numbers and all this kind of stuff. Your numbers are probably going to go down just because your muscles are going to be so just sore and worn out from not being properly fed, because almost all of the fat on your body you're trying to get rid of for the show, and you've been really restricting how much you can eat. So you're going to be sore, you're not going to be lifting as much, and you're going to be just conditioning the heck out of your muscles, hitting as many reps as you can. I think this is tip number 4. I already lost track. But going back to what I said before about being able to go with your family and have a nice meal, not stressing out about it, it's also fine to go out with your friends. I mean, I wouldn't say if you're preparing for a show, don't plan on going out with your friends, you know, very frequently. Obviously, you can hang out with your friends, but going out, you know, drinking, eating junk food with your friends, it's going to kill your gains if you do it consistently. But if you do it 1 or 2 weekends during the time that you're preparing for the show, again, this is over a 12-week period, which is something that I wish I knew more, was that you're doing this for 12 weeks. It's definitely a marathon. It's not a sprint. So it's okay to go hang out, you know, with your buddies on a weekend, have a couple beers, maybe, you know, if you're 21, of course, because, you know, gotta make sure it's family friendly. If you're 21, of course, you know, going out, you know, having some pizzas and burgers and stuff like that, that's fine. Again, you're restricting your body so much that it's gonna get eaten away, especially if you're not doing it consistently. You know, again, like I said, I would say probably 6 to 4 weeks before the show, you really want to tighten up and make sure you're getting yourself really ready to go. But before that, you know, if you go and you hang out with your buddies, you know, every 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to be fine. You know, again, you have to have fun. You have to have fun in your life, because the whole process sucks. And if you just make everything around you worse, this is going to make the entire thing a lot harder, and you're just probably not going to do as well. Tip number 5, the last 2 weeks are going to be the worst 2 weeks of your life. Assuming you have the same things that I did, you're not going to sleep well. You're going to hate what you're eating. You're going to be sore. You're going to be tired. But again, you can't sleep well, which is a weird mix. You're going to be really upset, angry for no reason. You're going to have a really short temper. It's just a bad time. It's a bad time for you. It's not great for the people around you. So give them a fair warning that, yeah, if I'm a little bit short, this is why. Definitely something you want to be aware of going in, because the last 2 weeks are just, they suck. That was tip number 5. On to tip number 6. Buy Febreze and candles. Because during the process of preparing for a show, you're going to be eating a lot of protein. And because of that, you are going to have the world's nastiest farts. You are going to have the worst protein farts, or parts, I'm going to call them. You're going to have the worst parts. No, that sounds bad. That sounds really bad. You're going to have the worst protein farts in the entire world, to the point that you will gas yourself out of your room sometimes. I have done it several times. This was before I started dieting and the protein farts. But anyway, that's really relevant. Your farts are going to be god awful. People around you aren't going to want to hang out with you. My own roommates told me recently that my farts were so bad that when they needed me, they would stand outside the door. They wouldn't even open it. They would just yell in because they knew that I could hear. But my room smelled so bad. I had gone nose blind because I'd been doing it for 12 weeks and I just blocked it out. But my room smelled so bad from my farts that they wouldn't open up the door if they needed me. It was bad. And the best part about them is that you can't control them. I take an acid reducer and I felt like it did nothing. I was taking it the whole time. Nothing. So yeah, they're seemingly uncontrollable. They show up all the time, and they smell horrendous. So yeah, I would say definitely get ready with some nice scented things. That's all the points that I got for you guys. I hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions I didn't answer, feel free to comment on the video, or you can feel free to message me on Instagram. It's always linked down below if you don't already follow me there. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a good day, and see you next time.